Number 7, we have 5 over 5 minus x plus 6 all over x minus 5. That is all over 3 over 2 plus 2 over x minus 5. So we want to find the LCD, but before we do that, I want us to remember, let's go back and place our terms in descending order. So let's work out this 5 minus x. We're going to rewrite that one. We rewrite it as negative x plus 5. Therefore, let's factor out the negative 1. And we're going to have negative 1 times positive x and minus 5. So that's what this denominator is going to be. Now, this negative here, remember I told you that it doesn't matter where we place the negative. So what we're going to do with that 5, let's go ahead and write this out. Rewriting that denominator. We have 5 over negative 1 times x minus 5. Well, we can move this negative to the denominator, beside the fraction, or to the numerator. We're going to move it to the numerator. We can rewrite it as such because I want you to see what that first term is going to be represented as. So I'm going to make the 5 negative, and we can rewrite this denominator, which is x minus 5. So now we can find the LCD. And our LCD, look at your denominators now. X minus 5, and then we have a 2. So our LCD will be 2 times x minus 5. And we're going to take the LCD and we're going to multiply it to every term we see in this question. So let's look at the first term. Let's look at what we have here, that first term. Well, the x minus 5s are going to cancel out, and then you're left with 2 times negative 5. That gives us negative 10 plus, let's look at the next term. The x minus 5s are going to divide out. Then you're left with 2 times 6. That gives us 12. That's the numerator. That's the solution to the numerator once we reduce it. Then let's look at our denominator. What's going to divide out here? Let's make these over 1 so that you understand that those are fractions. So let's go back to our denominator. The 2's are going to divide out. Then you're left with 3 times x minus 5 plus our last term. The x minus 5's are going to divide out, and we're left with a 4. So now our numerator, we have negative 10 plus 12, which gives us 2. Our denominator, we're going to distribute. We have 3x minus 15 plus 4. Combine your like terms in your denominator, the negative 15 and 4, and we have our solution. We have 3x minus 11. Now, as we look at this solution, it cannot be factored. We've simplified it to simplest terms. So we're finished with this example, and our solution is 2 all over 3x minus 11. Number 8, we have here 8 all over x plus 2 plus 12 over x plus 5. That is all over 5x plus 16 all over x squared plus 7x plus 10. What I like about this question, and a lot of times the question, when you look at the denominator and we want to eliminate that, it will tell you what the LCD is. So this x squared plus 7x plus 10, factor that, and its factors will be the x plus 2 and the x plus 5. Those are the factors of x squared plus 7x plus 10. Therefore, our LCD is going to be x plus 2 times x plus 5. That's what this denominator is, x plus 2 times x plus 5. So what we're going to do is take the LCD, both factors, and multiply it to every term we see in this example. And then we're going to reduce. Look at the first term. The x plus 2's are going to divide out, and we're left with 8 times x plus 5 plus the second term. The x plus 5's are going to divide out, and we have 12 times x plus 2 all over our denominator. Well, notice that the x plus 5's and x plus 2's are going to cancel out, and we're left with 5x plus 16. Look at your numerator. Let's distribute. Get rid of the parentheses. We have 8x plus 40 plus 12x plus 24 all over our denominator, 5x plus 16. In the numerator, combine like terms. And we have 20x plus 64 all over 5x plus 16. Now, can this, before we finish the question, make sure it's in simplest terms. Remember, with rational expressions, simplest terms means make sure the numerator and or denominator are factored. So look at the numerator. That can be, we can factor the numerator, meaning we can factor out a 4, and we have 4 times 5x plus 16, and then our denominator is 5x plus 16. We can cancel. Therefore, we have our solution is 4 over 1, which would give us 4. There you go. That is our answer.